How do you celebrate 100 subscribers? Well, you do a Transformers collection video, of course. Alright, we're starting this video in portrait because this thing is a tower and I cannot get all of it in landscape. So, anyway, I know you guys have been waiting for this one for a long time. It is no secret on this channel that I love Transformers, and of course, that love leads to a shelf full of toys. But first things first, thank you all so much for 100 subscribers. I mean, the channel is about a year old now, and to get 100 subscribers in that time is nothing short of amazing. And I want to thank all of you guys for that. I appreciate you all, and I love all of you. Thank you so much. This video is for you guys. I know you've been clamoring to see what my Transformers collection looks like, so here it is. I'm not going to waste any more time. I have this shelf here. I have this shelf behind me as well. This is my Blu-ray shelf, but I have more than a few figures on the top. So we'll look at the glass case first, and then we'll come back over here at the end. But yeah, let's not waste any more time. I'm going to open up this bad boy and let's get into it. This first part's going to be a bit wonky because my tripod does not go up this high, so we'll handheld it for this one, but it'll still work. Anyway, this is the top shelf of my glass case. This is sort of just the mixed pile shelf. It's for stuff that doesn't really fit anywhere else on the shelf. So, to start, we have my masterpiece Optimus Prime. One of my favorite figures that I own. This guy is beautiful and he is massive as well. So what this is, it's a KO upscaled version of one of the masterpiece Optimus Primes. Was one of the first figures I ever got, and it is more than worth the money. I love this thing. I would die without it. Moving on to something mainline and official, we have Kingdom Rodimus here. I got this guy for super cheap after he was on sale for a few times. Like, seriously, this guy goes for nothing now. And honestly, pick him up because he is a brilliant figure and one of the best Hot Rods or Rodimuses I own. Comes with the whole trailer, which I have in a little battle mode right now. Cannon's at the back there. Very cool. Behind all the mess here, we have Legacy Bulkhead. He's kind of hidden. But honestly, one of my favorite Legacy figures so far. Super solid, super great, fun to play with. I love him. Then next to him, we have Legacy Scourge, or Nemesis Prime, whatever they ended up calling him. I kind of wanted the Laser Prime mold, but I couldn't justify buying another Optimus. This was the perfect excuse, and now I have a Nemesis Prime. He also has a trailer, which is sort of just sitting behind him here. But yeah. His left arm is really loose, like I can't hold up the sword properly, which is really annoying, but other than that, great figure, I love him. Then here, we have a KO of the Studio Series Bumblebee Optimus Prime. This thing cost fuck all, but it is a brilliant figure, and I would honestly recommend just tracking down one of these KOs instead of looking for the official figure, because honestly, this one is just as good, if not better. Next to him, we have an official Studio Series Ironhide, official Studio Series RC, as she comes in the focus, official Studio Series Wheeljack. Nice little Bumblebee crew here, and they all look great together. Then in the front here, we have a Legacy Core Class Rodimus. I'm a big Hot Rod fan. I just love getting toys of him, but honestly, this figure's a piece of shit. Do not buy it unless it is like $5. Then next to him, we have Legacy Skids. Solid figure, nothing amazing, I still like him. Then next to him, we have Legacy RC. I had to get her because she's a Prime figure and I love Prime, but I do not recommend this figure because it is it's a pain in the ass. I mean, just for an example, just look what happens when you try to pick her up by the waist. You just move around a bit, it's like, ooh, I see, oh, her back's broken. Yeah, that thing just, that little clip there that holds her waist in, rarely wants to stay there. But yeah, That's the top shelf. Nice little bit of variety. I'll put this camera on a tripod properly and we'll move down a shelf. Alright, so this is where we start to get into the more organized part of the collection. So this shelf is basically like my G1, Season 1, Season 2 Autobots. So at the back there, you've got Studio Series Sludge, Studio Series Grimlock, and Studio Series Slug, or Slag, whatever you call him now. Then mixed in with those guys, we have a few KO Masterpiece figures. So we have a KO Sideswipe behind Prowl there. We have Prowl at the front there. We have a Hound here, and we have a Wheeljack behind him. Then at the front here, we have a Netflix Optimus Prime and a Kingdom Tracks. This shelf is honestly one of the less impressive ones. Like, the Dinobots are always cool. I love that Masterpiece Hound. The rest of them, solid figures, look nice on the shelf, but I don't really pay that much attention to this shelf because honestly, it's kind of boring compared to the rest of the ones I have. Although, while I'm here, I will say something. My collection is a mix of official figures and KOs. Or KOs and third party, whatever you prefer to call them. The only reason I got into collecting Transformers was because I wanted Masterpiece figures for so long, but the official ones are way, 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 way too expensive. Then someone, oops, sorry, bumped the camera. Then someone told me one day that, oh, you can buy like knockoff Chinese Masterpiece figures that are the exact same thing and half the price. 2 years later, this is where I am. Honestly, if you want good Transformers figures, cartoon accurate, high quality, go for the KO Masterpiece figures. Just fuck Hasbro, man. They try and gouge way too much money out of us. But yeah, Masterpiece KOs were kind of just what my collection was built off for a while, but now I think it's an half-half with official stuff and KOs. But with that being said, let's just move on to... Actually, before we move on, I'll just give you guys a bit of a better look. There's Sideswipe sitting behind Prowl right there. And then Wheeljack is just chilling on the side right there. Alright. We're done with this shelf. Let's keep going down. And here we are at my favorite shelf in my collection. The 86 movie shelf. It's no secret, I love the original 86 movie. It's one of my favorites of all time, and this shelf is just beautiful. Look at the color here, man. It's just gorgeous. Anyway, at the back there, we have a KO MP Ultra Magnus. Next to him there, we have a third-party Springer. I believe it's called Airwolf or something like that. I know Springers aren't easy to come by. That guy is a great Springer figure. If you do not have a Springer and you want an affordable one, he is a great figure to get. Get him. He is amazing. Then in front of Springer there, we have a Studio Series Wreck-Gar, one of the best Studio Series figures, in my opinion. Then behind... No, not behind Wreck-Gar, sorry. Beside Wreck-Gar, we actually have a KO Masterpiece Rodimus Prime. Great KO figure, in my opinion. He was the first one I bought, and I still love him. Then next to him at the back there, we have a Studio Series Blaster. No, not Studio Series, sorry. The Legacy Blaster, but he might as well be a Studio Series because he looks the exact same. Then in front of Blaster there, we have a Studio Series Cup and a Studio Series Perceptor. Cup is one of the weakest Studio Series figures I've gotten, and Perceptor is one of the strongest. So it's a nice contrast. Then beside Perceptor there, we have Studio Series Hot Rod. One of my favorite figures ever. I love that guy. It is so sick that he can do the Matrix pose from the movie, and he is the centerpiece of this shelf. Love him. Then next to Hot Rod there, you have Studio Series Blur. A lot of people don't really like that figure, but I've never had a problem with him. I think he looks pretty good for what he is. Then in front of Blur there, we have Studio Series Jazz. Jazz is one of my favorite Transformers of all time, and the Studio Series toy is excellent. I love it. Next to Jazz, we have a Kingdom RC. I thought about upgrading her to the Studio Series, but honestly, there's not that much of a difference for me to justify the change in price. I like this Kingdom RC. She fits in well with the collection. I'm keeping her that way. Then next to RC, we have a Studio Series Nor. Then next to Nor there, we have a little collection of smaller characters from the movie. You have Daniel in his exosuit. You have Wheelie next to him there, and you have a Spike that I got with that Masterpiece KO Optimus, I believe. But yeah, I love this shelf, man. It's beautiful, it's sexy, it's colorful. I could stare at it all day. But we're gonna move down to the next shelf. If you were wondering why Galvatron and his minions weren't on my movie shelf, it's because they are on the Decepticon shelf. Yes, I have a shelf dedicated to just Decepticons because I have, like, no Decepticons compared to Autobots in my collection. I'm an Autobots guy, what can I say? Anyway, this shelf is still super cool too. It's got a lot of variety here. Like, you have some KO Masterpiece figures in the back there, Studio Series, and Legacy. But anyway, we'll move around a bit for this one because it's kind of hard to see everything. So at the back here, we have KO Masterpiece figures of, as soon as they come into focus. At the back there, we have a KO Masterpiece Megatron. You can barely see him, but one of the best figures I own. If you want a Megatron, get the KO of the Masterpiece. It's not expensive, and it is gorgeous. Cartoon accurate. I love it. Next to him at the back there, we have a KO of the second Masterpiece Starscream, I believe they did. And honestly, this is one of the very few figures in my collection that I would tell you to just straight up avoid. Get the new Starscream MP instead of this one. I hated this thing as soon as I took it out of the packaging. It feels like shit, it is cheap, and it just doesn't look great compared to any Masterpiece figure I have. On the shelf in the back like this, it looks fine, it works for the collection, but I do not touch that guy because he just sucks. A Masterpiece figure that does not suck is Masterpiece Soundwave. This thing is beautiful. I love it. He even comes with Laserbeak. Gorgeous. I love that thing. Then, if we put the camera down and come back to the front here, we have the rest of the assortment of figures here. Off to the left there, we have Studio Series Galvatron. No, sorry, they didn't make a Studio Series Galvatron. We have Kingdom Galvatron. Great figure. I loved him as soon as I got him out of the packaging. He even has a little Matrix leadership on the chain there. It's basically a Studio Series figure. If you want a Galvatron, get that guy or the Legacy version. They're both great. Then, in front of him, Listen, I don't keep the boxes for these things. Usually, I know all the Transformers names, but this guy right here confuses me because I don't actually remember if I have a Sweep or if I have a Scourge. I think it's Scourge. I'm not getting Sweep and Scourge because they are too similar to have two of the same figure in my opinion. But yeah, Studio Series Sweep or Scourge. Pick which one you think it is, one of you will know. Then next to him we have a Kingdom Cyclonus. Great figure. These three go excellently together and it completes my 86 collection pretty much. Then next to Cyclonus we have Legacy Blitzwing. Let me move this so you can see his face a little bit more. There he is. Look at him. Just chilling in the back there. Yeah. Another great Legacy figure. Triple Changer. Love me a Triple Changer. I know people gave Blitzwing a lot of shit, especially for those glowing, like, giant glowing fists he had. I wasn't a fan of them. I have not used them on the figure. I just stick with his blasters. He looks cool. I love him. Then in front of him, we have Legacy Kickback. Honestly, one of my favorite Legacy figures. The dude is so G1 it hurts, and I love it. And then at the front here, we have a Legacy Drag Strip. I don't know if I'm going to get the rest of the Stunticons. It is a very expensive figure to go into. Getting Menasor is a very expensive hobby. And you can't really get all the Stunticons easily right now. But Drag Strip, I think he looks great. He's super colourful. I love his twin pistols. Super fun figure. But yeah, those are all my Decepticons. And now we're going right to the bottom to a shelf that I think a lot of you guys are really gonna dig. Oh, this is beautiful. But yeah, this is my live action movie shelf. So I'll clarify straight up, the only official figures here are Grindor in front of Optimus there, Studio Series Sideswipe at the front here, Studio Series Bumblebee #1 at the front here, and Studio Series Jolt at the front here. Then you also have, the little Ravage at the front here. But everything else on this shelf is just oversized KOs of Masterpiece figures, and they all look great. I have the original 5 in the Autobot team from the 2007 movie, and they look great together. That Optimus at the back there, massive, he's heavy, and he looks gorgeous. My Ironhide there, amazing. The black looks so good, and his cannons are insane. Ratchet right there. Honestly, I think Ratchet might be my favorite out of the 5 that I have, because he's a super nice size figure. His paint is excellent. His gun looks great, and the sculpting is just excellent on him. You have Jazz next to him there, and I love the Jazz design from the 2007 movie, and that figure looks great. 2007 Bumblebee here, his concept Camaro form. I'm really annoyed that I can't get like a Masterpiece version of his original vehicle mode, which is why I have the Studio Series 01 at the front there, because that is the only movie accurate 76 Camaro Bumblebee that I can find that looks good. That's why I have it, because I love Bumblebee's original Camaro design. I think it's better than the concept Camaro. But anyway, I have my 5. They all look great together, and I love them. And of course, you have, like I said, Studio Series Grindor there. Great Studio Series figure. Super detailed, massive. He is awesome. Sideswipe at the front there. I'm a big Sideswipe fan. I've always loved the guy. I always thought he was badass. That Studio Series figure, solid as. I love it. Then we have Jolt. I don't know if people know who Jolt is at this point, but he's an Autobot that was in Revenge of the Fallen for like less than 2 minutes. I forgot he existed before I watched Revenge of the Fallen again, like last year, and I realized, wait, who the fuck is that blue Autobot that literally helps bring Optimus? He doesn't help him bring him back. He helps attach Jetfire's parts to Optimus in Revenge of the Fallen. So he has a major role in the movie. He just isn't in it. And apparently that's because he was meant to have a larger role, but all his stuff got cut out for some reason, apparently. But like, I don't know, I bought that figure because it was like super cheap on sale somewhere at one point. And I just thought it would be funny to have the guy that was in Revenge of the Fallen for like less than 2 minutes. Like, it's almost a joke that I had this figure. Like, he's alright. He's not great. It's just funny that he's like this mystery Autobot. And of course, to top it all off, we have a dumb little figure of Sam at the front there that I got with Jazz. But yeah, I'll take you in for a little bit of a closer look at Prime. Best I can. There's Prime there. Ironhide right there, looking beautiful. Ratchet, Grindor, Jazz, Bumblebee, Sideswipe, Jolt, Ravage, Sam. But yeah, I love this shelf. It's probably the most detailed of my collection. And if you don't have any movie figures, what are you doing? They are incredible. Back in portrait just to cap this off. But yeah, that's my main shelf. Looks very sexy and I love it. But for now, we'll turn around and we'll go to the final stage of my collection. So, like I mentioned before, this is my other shelf of Transformers. This is pretty much everything outside of G1 and Bayverse. So animated, Cybertron, a little bit of Kingdom, and yeah, we'll dive into it right now. So I'm just going to be on a step for this last bit because this shelf is kind of tall. Anyway, so we'll go from left to right. So right at the end here, we have a couple of Headmasters. I'm pretty sure it's Mind Wipe and Chrome Dome at the side here. Solid figures, got them for super cheap, I cannot complain. Then we move to the right a little bit, and we have one of my favourite parts of my collection, the animated figures. I love animated, it is such a great show, and the figures are insane. These look insanely close to the show considering how wild that art style is. So, at the back there we have a massive, I don't know what class that is, Optimus Prime. In front of him, we got a Bumblebee. Next to him, we have a little Grimlock at the front there. Then we have Jazz. I am so happy I have this Jazz figure because he is one of my favorite figures ever. This Jazz design is sick and the toy is even better. Then beside Jazz there, we have the twins from the show, Jetstorm and Jetfire. These two actually combine into one massive figure. Great figures. I've had them since I was a kid. I played with these guys for hours. At the back, Ultra Magnus, another figure I had when I was a kid. Then at the end of my animated collection here, we have Soundwave, another excellent figure. And then we have Starscream, another excellent figure. Yeah, man, if you haven't got any animated figures, get some because they are so good. Some of these I've had since I was a kid. The Optimus I've had since I was a kid. Same with Bumblebee, Ultra Magnus, and the twins in the front there with Grimlock. Who did I pick up recently? Jazz, Soundwave, and Starscream are figures that I only just bought like last year. Then we move to the side here. We have a Transformers Prime Bumblebee and a Transformers Prime Optimus Prime. Prime figures are very hard to come across now. And when you do find them, they are expensive as all hell. I only have these guys because I managed to get them for a decent price, and I just wanted a couple of Prime figures because it probably is my favorite Transformers TV show. But yeah, for what they are, those two are great. Then we move over a little bit. We have some Fall Cybertron slash War for Cybertron figures. We have Bumblebee at the front there. Solid figure, love him. Megatron, one of my favorite Megatron designs, and that figure does not disappoint. Then at back, we have a Fall Cybertron Sound Blaster, not Soundwave. He was super cheap, and I didn't have a Sound Blaster, so I thought, why not give it a little bit of variety for my collection. Then next to those guys, we have a Kingdom Wheeljack, Kingdom Beast Wars Megatron at the back there, Kingdom Optimus Primal, and a Kingdom Rat Trap. I still haven't watched Beast Wars, but I figured my collection wasn't complete without a couple of Beast Wars figures, and they look great. Then right at the end here, we have, I don't remember these headmasters' names. We have a couple of headmasters at the front here. Then behind them, we have what is one of the crown jewels of my collection, an original leader class Cybertron Optimus Prime. I did a whole video on this figure. He is brilliant. If you want him, get him. He is worth the money, and he might be my favorite Transformers figure of all time. I love him. But yeah, that is, let me step down here. That's the rest of my collection. On top of the old Blu-ray shelf. We'll finish the video with a little bit of low angle action on the floor. But yeah, that is my entire collection. I've been collecting for about 2, almost 3 years now. And honestly, I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to slow down a little bit. I have most of the figures that I want, most of the characters I want, and Transformers collecting is a very expensive hobby now. But yeah, I love all my Transformers. This collection is on my pride and joys. It brings me so much happiness, and I know it brings a lot of happiness to other people as well. But yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you again for 100 subscribers. It means the world to me. I'm sorry I haven't been uploading that much lately. I've just been busy with other stuff, but I am trying to get a few more videos out in these next few months. So look forward to those. And I gotta say, thank you for the support on the Henry Cavill video. That thing blew up out of nowhere, and I'm very happy that one of my video essays got that much attention. It's by far the most viewed video on my channel now. So I just want to say thank you for that. And yeah, guys, stay cool, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.